Hello, my name is Representative Pam Powers Hanley, and I represent LD9 in Tucson in the Arizona House. Today is March 30, 2022. Today's video is about school. We have had many bills in the Arizona House this year about school, and it's not so much about fully funding school, which would be awesome. No. These are culture war bills about controlling schools, controlling speech, controlling teachers. And I think it's really kind of gone off the rails. I was listening to the Appropriations Committee meeting the other day, and there were so many parents who were distraught because they couldn't control every single piece of information that was given to their children. And this attitude from the parents really got me to thinking about mom and dad, Jim and Thelma Powers of Amherst, Ohio. Mom and Dad were lifelong Republicans, and really they were libertarians before there was a label. They voted against anything that cost them money and anything that would raise their taxes, including school bonds. They were fiscal conservatives and they were social liberals. They had a very long list of stuff that they didn't care if you did in the sanctity of your own home, and by the way, don't mess with their business. They were private people, but they were good people. And it really got me to thinking about 8th grade. In the 8th grade, that would have been 1964, 1965, when I was 13 years old. There must have been some sort of bond issue that was not passed before the beginning of 8th grade, because 8th grade was a banner year. I didn't have gym class. I hated gym class. We didn't have gym class because the school system said they didn't have enough money. So instead of shortening the school day, which is something probably they would do here in Arizona, they gave us an extra study hall, and that was amazing. That extra study hall for that 1 year helped my education so much. In Amherst, we had a lot of rules in our schools back then. You couldn't sit with your head on the desk and take a nap in study hall. You couldn't even do this in study hall. You had to sit in your chair and you had to do your homework. And if you didn't have any homework, the study hall monitor sent you to the library, which was right next door to the study hall, and you had to get a book. So what happened as a result of my parents not passing the bond issue was that I read more books in 8th grade than I think I ever have in my entire life. And it opened my eyes. I read things like Black Like Me. I read Black Boy. These were about growing up in racist United States of America before the Civil Rights Act. I also read Cry the Beloved Country, which was about apartheid in South Africa. I read Chekhov. I read J.D. Salinger. I read Catcher in the Rye. I learned about Zen Buddhism. There were things that I never would have learned from my parents that I learned from that little tiny library in Central Junior High School in the 1 year that I didn't have to go to gym class. It was amazing. It opened my eyes. I grew up in the Protestant church. I didn't know anything about Zen Buddhism. I read the poets. I read Emerson and Thoreau. And again, I learned about nature. I learned about Unitarian Universalism, although I didn't even know what that was at the time. It changed my mind on a lot of things when I was 13 years old. And then I realized that's what these parents are afraid of. They're afraid that their kids are going to be introduced into new ideas. Those new ideas didn't hurt me. That year without gym class was great. I learned a lot. It expanded my mind. I think the parents need to just trust the schools. My parents trusted the schools and they trusted the government, and they were libertarians. They were fiscal conservatives and social liberals and good people.